G'day, welcome to the MacPack.
We're back.
My name's Jamie Kenner, and to my left this week in Order the Man on the panel, who is Esperance's most recent escapee. It's my little brother Joe. How are you, boy?
Yes, I just got out, but only in the nick of time.
And to my right, coming in at 6:01 as he does each and every week, is the baby brother of the pack, who we call Junior Boy. Junior Boy, how are you, mate?
I've been long gone. I've been long gone from Geraldton or wherever you went. I've been on the Hawk Tower, boys.
He's bit on the Hawk
He's on
Tower.
the Hawk Tower.
We're chatting about Joe's Esperance venture yet again. Apparently, I don't know, he was there for 3 days and has about 18 weeks worth of gear. We are also going to give it a little bit of that Huck tour, Joe. We're
Hawk Tower.
Yep. You told us you had never heard of it, so we're going to educate you. We've got a Snapchat hack, Trump v. Biden, and our everyday hero is going to an international act. Boys, it's a massive hit. Let's get into it. Boys.
Flamingos.
How are we all?
Good.
Are we all well?
Going well.
Going well. Back in town. That's right. Back. Good to be here. Back from Esperance.
You've already done this. What is your story about?
So I got a great story about some chaos heading to the regional
We'll decide how
airport.
good it is. I
Some
reckon.
chaos.
Some absolute chaos. Obviously, it was my first time flying out of a regional airport. I've flown out of the Perth airport. We've all done that.
Yeah.
No skin off my back.
Is it different to the domestic?
Very.
Huge.
Very, very different. And I had
Regional.
never flown out there before, but the work guys I was with, they had before, and they were running the shop. They were driving the rental car. So I had nothing to worry about. I had my bag. I had a big suitcase.
You had a
I
bag.
I had asked Riley if I could borrow his smaller suitcase, because obviously I was only going to be there for 3 days, but then he didn't get back to me in time.
You live together. You live like 3 meters down
It
the
was an
hall.
hour.
From the hall.
Yeah, but I needed to pack.
From the hall furniture, but surely get back to you. Just walk down.
I didn't even know where...
We
Cause
weren't at home. I wasn't at home.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
3 days, for a whole week.
No, for when the packing
He
was
messaged
happening.
me one day, and in an hour I replied, and that was too long.
This
So
is
I-
often our downfall: the lack of communication, lack of
Yeah.
organisation.
Well, it worked out fine. I ended up taking a bigger bag. It was fine. I just checked it. They've already had luggage, so why not use it up if the company's paying for it? Use it up, and also because
How much did you take?
Not that much, just like a few jumpers. And also the reason why is because I had to buy those steel cap boots. So I was like,
The size
well,
7 steel
I need to
caps.
take firstly, like change of clothes, jumpers because it's cold there, laptop, and then now I need to bring these steel cap boots back. I need a bigger bag.
Fair.
So I had like a bigger bag, but everyone I was with just had like a little bag that they were going to bring in the carry-on.
So did you
Hell
look like
yeah.
an idiot? Did you look like someone who's accidentally got the wrong memo and
He's
goes,
overbacked.
"Yeah, this bloke.
He's
how long
this
does
guy.
how long does Joe think we're staying in Esperance?"
An outfit a day.
Like Ken, like Ken in Toyota, like he's got all those. That guy has a lot of outfits.
Okay,
I'm saying.
is that what you had?
Not really, not many outfits. I brought my Switch and case.
You
Bought
bought-
2
you-
books.
Two books.
Yeah.
You're there for 3 days.
I finished the one I was reading.
How big is the book?
Not that big. 300 pages, 400 pages.
That's more than I've ever read.
You read the whole thing, or you were just
Yeah, look, Esperance was not that fun.
wow. Shout out to the tourism community at Esperance.
But then, I go to the hotel, bags in the car. We head to the office for a bit, and then we're going to head out to work, right? But there's a bit of chaos because the whole part of the reason why I went to Esperance was to have a meeting with one guy, but that guy was busy that morning,
And hates Zoom calls.
so we pushed back the meeting to the point where it was a little bit
Wow.
past the time where we thought we were going to need to leave to go to the airport. And I was like, don't want to miss the flight. I'm just getting stressed out.
Wait, so
finished
this one
This is
meeting.
last day, so you're
One
doing
meeting.
that. You're squeezing in the only meeting
Yeah.
into the last like 30 minutes of your trip. You've skipped that.
It's not my fault. I'm just going to put that out there.
So you went over to meet one guy,
no,
and you were there
the
for
only reason.
and you were there for 3 days, and on like day 3.5,
You
were like,
let's do this thing.
because
you know
I
what?
the
Let's
thing.
meet. Let's do the meeting. What time is your flight? 12 minutes. Let's fucking meet then, man. Let's do it.
What are
Sounds
you
like you got
doing
11
at 9?
minutes.
No, it's
Yeah,
because-
exactly
it's
right.
because I got there on Monday. Another guy who needed to come to the meeting got there on Tuesday. Tuesday we were out at the power station all day, and then in Esperance everyone finishes work at like 3:30. So this guy was like, "Oh, I'm kind of going home." Well, actually, he was already working from home. And then anyway, we had the meeting on Wednesday. It was all good. We had the meeting. I was a little bit stressed. Get to the room with the other guys. They're not even like stressed at all. They're still doing their work.
Why were you stressed?
Because I thought we were going to miss the flight.
Oh, back home.
Yeah,
from
I
Esperance
plan
home.
on getting back home. Yeah.
Esperance back home.
The private jet couldn't wait for you guys.
Then everyone gets packed up, and then we go. We're driving down. Like, okay, we've still got like.
How was the meeting?
the meeting?
Yeah.
Really good, actually.
Yeah?
The guy knows what he's talking about. He solved our issues. Great.
How
job.
long was the meeting?
20 minutes, half hour.
That is
So your 3-day trip was
No,
for
there
a
were other-
25-minute chat.
There were
Why
other
does he not
reasons.
does he not have the login for Microsoft Teams?
No, we've had team meetings before, but we were going to Esperance anyway. And then we've got some final things we needed.
He insisted on a coffee with you guys.
He didn't insist on anything. He didn't invite us there. We were going. And it'd be nice to meet this guy.
Sounds like a trip that we went on recently.
It'd be nice to meet this guy that we've been working with in
Yeah.
person and just iron out this
Okay.
issue.
Okay.
So we do that. I'm a little bit stressed because it's like now it's like an hour or so to get to the airport, or maybe not even. It's like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So it was like 9. We left at about 9. The flight was at 9:55, right? So it's kind of it's kind of tight, right? So then we get in the car, and I'm like, okay, I don't need to be the one stressing because they've all done this before. I'm not driving. I didn't hold us up.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
Yeah.
So then we're driving, right?
Person driving stress when they put it into like the GPS and go,
Oh,
"Whoa,
fuck.
what time's the flight?
Well,
9:55. Ooh,
It's
it's
what-
9:56 arrival. Is that going to be an issue?
that's what I thought, right? But then we leave the office, and then we make one of the most interesting decisions I've ever seen in
We
my
stop
life.
for coffee.
We have got to get some coffee.
Oh my god.
Got to get a cup of Joe, right?
That's
And
outrageous.
did you say, guys, have we not thought about... We're all here. We're all smart minds. We all do math for a job.
Yeah.
Can we just do a simple bit of addition?
It's
Well-
the thing is, so often when we sit on this panel, Joe's obviously the brains, but street smarts is definitely an area of lacking. When Joe's with his little work colleagues, is Joe the street smart one, and they're all just like in fairyland?
So so there was one of the guys he's not my direct boss, but he's like the same level of my boss. He's the guy I went with. And then there's a guy from another company who's very high up.
Ooh.
And it was his decision to go and get coffee.
Oh, no.
But the thing is,
So
they've
no
all-
one's going to say
He
no.
vetoed
Yeah,
you.
they've all been on regional flights before. So then I was like, oh, maybe it's like really chill and nothing to worry about.
9:55-ish.
And nothing to worry about. So we go to get coffee, right? There's a coffee place we went to a couple of days ago with like the local guys. Like, yeah, this is the good spot, right? The problem about going to the good coffee spot is
Busy.
everyone goes there. So there's a big takeout line. There's also a big line for the people who are dining in.
Surely you're not dining in.
We start lining up, and then I think, all right, I'm going to go to the bathroom now to get out of the way. Then, because I'm
So
like,
you could just go straight to the flight.
yeah, so I don't have to worry about it, right? So then we order the coffee, and then we're waiting there, and we can see like they're making the dining.
Has
coffee.
anyone mentioned that
time?
this is an
I'm,
arrogant
like,
decision?
looking at the time, I'm like, what the fuck?
Has
are we
anyone been like, ooh, tight, but let's do
No
it?
one
No one's
it.
mentioned the time.
No one's mentioned it at all.
What
so
time
then,
is it now?
Well, we waited there for about 10, 15 minutes.
Wow.
So it's what, 9:30?
Yeah, it's around that. That would have been around the time when we left. But we're
So
waiting.
you've got it. So how long? Just at this point, it's 9:30.
Yeah.
How long have you got in the car to get to the
Well, that's the thing.
airport? Do
I
you
have
think?
no idea.
Oh,
Ooh.
I have zero. It could have just been around the corner because I vaguely remember coming.
surely in that situation, you're putting it into your map, going, "Fucking, I'm
Yeah, well,
stressed. How
yeah, but
far
it's
is
not-
it?"
Has no one thought about
I was
this?
less stressed because I was like, if we don't make it, it's not my fault. The company will pay for another flight. Like, no skin off my back.
Just what a world he lives in. Just what a world.
And so we're waiting for the coffee, right? And we can see the people making the coffee. And then there are people from the restaurant like coming up and like talking to them. And they're like really taking their time. They're getting some milk. They're like, doing really good service to the customers and stuff. But they don't know that we're about to miss our flight. Because obviously.
Well, neither do 3
why
of the
would
4
they?
people with you.
And then, so the coffee's like, you're like, everyone who's in front of us for the takeout, they've been served. So you're thinking, okay, surely we're coming up next, right? And then 2 of the guys in the group go to the bathroom after we've been there for like 10 minutes.
So they had the coffees.
No, we still haven't got the coffees
And
yet.
then they went, "We're going to."
So then they went, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, the coffee's coming out now. Like, we're next. What are you doing?
And were you next?
They actually both went to the bathroom and came back and got the coffee. So they
It
didn't hold us
sounds.
up.
I'm buying confidence in these boys. They
Did you
seem
order?
like.
Yeah, I ordered, yeah.
Nice.
Obviously. You got it. The company's shouting your coffee, you order. And then we get in the car, right? And now I'm like,
Is even the coffee a company job?
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
is a company job.
What about when you're in the office just on a regular Thursday?
We have coffee machines.
Oh, must be very.
So then we start driving to
Each.
the.
Now
everyone
yeah.
gets a
You have your
Surface?
coffee machine. Troy?
Yeah, your espresso machine. Yeah. One of those. Laptop, mouse, espresso. So then we start driving there, right? And at this point, one of the guys, the guy who's seriously getting the coffee, he looks up on like flight radar, and he can see the plane. He can see the plane that we're going to be getting on is coming in, I guess, from Perth.
Yeah.
And then he was like looking at the GPS thing. He goes, "Oh, look, that plane is going to land at 9:55 or whatever, and then we're going to get there at 9:56. What are the chances?" And then
as
the
if that's
guy
a good
driving
thing.
is like orphaning it down the fucking freeway because
He puts it in
at
fizz.
this point they realize like.
We got 1 minute.
This is
We're
not
playing.
gonna
Our wiggle room is 60 seconds.
And the thing why I was so stressed is because I got to check my bag. No one else has to check their bag.
That is so true. They haven't factored
They
you
haven't
in.
validated- So then we.
They
Get
should
it
check your
down.
bag.
Did you mention that? Did you say at any point how
Yeah,
long
check
to
my
check?
bag. I didn't because
Did
I
they have to
thought one of
check
the
it?
other guys he did check his bag when he came to Perth because he had a backpack and the luggage. There.
Yeah.
But he wasn't saying anything, so I was like, "It
Wait,
must be fine."
Did you speak at all during your 3 days in Esperance? It very much sounds like you're the
You're
mute
just like,
in the corner.
Yeah, sounds good, guys.
I don't want to be like.
Let's go.
I don't want to be like.
Let's go to this.
Hey guys, I think we're
Why's
gonna-
Joe here? Okay.
I'm thinking about just taking this flight over and doing some like real terrorist shit. Joe's just like,
Yeah.
as long as we
Fair
have
enough,
coffee.
yeah.
Dude, did you get coffee?
And then so we hoof it down there, we park, right?
room
and
in my
then
bag.
we get there with 1 minute before boarding. And I kinda like get my bag out.
Your
like,
huge
'cause I'm
bag.
like, gotta go there. And then the guy, the like head honcho of the other company or whatever, he goes to me, he goes, "Look, 1 minute till boarding. Perfect timing." And I was like, I'm gonna miss this fucking flight. They're not letting me on. So then I line up, right? So then they all like don't go to the check-in.
Of course not. They don't have
They
a
fuck
massive
off.
family bag.
And then I walk in.
Did they tell you something to you? Or do you feel like the kid from Home Alone and everyone's left you
Yeah,
and you're
none
just like walking in a different
No,
direction?
none of them said anything. I walk up and then they like walk around. They're like, "Oh, where's Joe?" And then they'll look at me. I'm like, "Yeah, like, I gotta check my fucking bag."
And at that point, do you feel like you're letting the team down?
No. No.
At no point do you
I
feel
did
like...
not feel like that.
Okay, cool.
And then I get up to the front and there's still people checking their bags as well. And then I say to the lady, like, "Oh, I'm here to check my bag. Oh, what time did you find it?" Like, "Oh, it's the 10:15 one. which
5
is
minutes
the one
ago.
that's going in 20 minutes or whatever." And then she gives me this whole thing about, you gotta get to the airport at least half an hour
Oh,
before
so
the
she
flight.
started to
I
grill
was-
you.
She's grilling me about this. You know, we can't. Yeah, I'm drinking. Yeah. But you're like, we
Steaming.
can't guarantee if you don't get here half an hour before that, your bag is gonna be on the flight. And then I'm like, I didn't say to stop for coffee.
Right. I don't think she cares who you blame the blame on.
But then, yeah, anyway, so it was all good. They packed the bag up. We ended up waiting for like another half hour anyway. And then
Classic.
when we go to get on the flight, firstly, there's no security at all. I don't know if this is all days or just that day, but the only security was they say, "Do you have anything sharp in your bag?" And then you lie to them, and then they let you on the plane.
Right.
So I was a bit
Jesus.
freaked out by that because it does not sound safe to me. But then I have been grilled by the people about not putting my bag on, right? And then we walk on. We're on the tarmac. There's only like 30 people getting on the plane. We're walking up there, and I just really got ripped to shreds by these two of the ladies at the counter. They were like, "This guy's an idiot. Not bringing his bag, and he's not going to get on the flight," you know, all this stuff. And then I walk up there, right? And then all the three guys I was with, they had their little suitcase, the little carry-on. And then the pilot standing on the tarmac, he goes, "Oh, guys, they probably won't fit in the overhead. We'll chuck them out the back for you.
Oh, we'll do
No
check.
issues." Yeah.
We'll do check baggage express
yeah.
queue.
Like, oh, so it's clearly not an issue. The pilot's shoving bags in the back like it's the fucking boot of an Uber.
Alrighty, boys. Something that I thought came across absolutely everybody in the world's desk a matter of weeks ago. And then in passing this week, chatting to you about this very sensation. You told me you had absolutely no idea what I was talking about. You'd never seen, you'd never heard of what we were about to go down a bit of rabbit hole and explain.
Yep. Still to this day, I have no idea what this thing
So
is.
ever since finding out Joe's had no idea, me and Riley, obviously both aware, we've kept it on the DL. And we thought we'd do a little bit of a MacPack education station and teach you about what is new in the world of virality.
Yep. Is it that coleslaw you guys are running with?
People are calling it the meme, the myth, the legend. Joe.
Oh, I like that.
That's
The
right.
meme, the myth, the legend. Very
Okay.
nice.
Many people listening along are going to be able to understand this straight away. I might get you to hit the button and I'll show Joey the video.
Count me down, Jake.
This is the Hawk Tour.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh,
that
you
do?
gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me?
Right.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
First
okay.
time. Have you ever seen that video?
Have you never seen that?
I might have actually.
You either have or you haven't. I feel like it's not something you
I
can
don't
like.
know. These.
You
I
can't.
don't know. No, I guess I haven't seen it. I just want it to be cool.
You
I
said
just
it.
want it to be hip.
So you have or you haven't seen it?
This
Don't lie.
5-second video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. No, I don't think so.
We're going to play it with sound one more time. Ready?
Yeah, I've heard it. Yeah.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh,
that
you
do?
gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me?
Yeah. Okay.
Have you seen it? Have you not seen
No,
it?
I don't really get why it's a big deal.
It's a funny meme. She's the meme, the myth, the legend.
She's the
dude.
meme.
So she's gone and done. She's basically just been a part of. So in case anyone else is unaware of what we're talking about, this
What is that thing?
we should give credit to the Vox Popper.
We will, because
As
as
fellow
fellow
Vox
Vox Poppers ourselves, we should.
Because he is getting nothing from this.
No, she
Correct.
Is. That's why you got to frame it so you're in shot. That's what we do.
She's reached. Oh no, he is in the original frame.
So Tim and DTV are the creators. Love the name. They do lots of these little videos similar to what we've done over the journey. And on this occasion, this singular clip, this singular woman, has gone absolutely bonkers on TikTok.
Yeah, but
She's
why?
everywhere. If Ellen was still alive,
Oh,
she'd be on Ellen.
She'd be on Ellen. But like, for what reason?
It's bloody comedy gold.
But is she like? Is she capitalizing on this by?
So
Well, that's who we're going to get to, because it started off similar to stuff that we've seen, similar to stuff that we've done in the past.
Yeah, we had a ripper like that we had to take down.
We had a few rippers over the journey that we've had to take
Yeah.
down. And I love that she's being a good sport
Yeah,
about
she
it.
is. She's not.
But originally, she went missing. No one knew who she was.
No, that was the whole thing.
It was a massive hunt for the Hawk Tour girl.
She went missing.
It was
and
like
find this
everyone
girl.
was trying to find her on everything. Facebook,
She's probably on
Instagram.
that day.
She's too busy Hawk
Whatever that
touring.
is. I feel like I did hear about.
What do you
someone
think
going
that thing
missing.
is?
Can we say it on it?
Well, she didn't actually go missing, but like no one could find her. Everyone was like, because you know,
Good
in
on
a
her.
video, everyone's always like,
Who is
Tags
this?
the
Tag
person.
the
Yeah,
ad.
let's
who
see
is
the
Let's see
ad.
the ad.
Yeah.
Give us the
And
ad.
then
Mate,
some creeper always. How are you finding this?
that's
What
usually
is your problem, man?
that's usually Joe's role. Which side do you normally take? Are you the one commenting what's the ad, or are you the one going?
That thing.
So the search went out.
Okay,
Because
so they
everyone-
couldn't find. I guess that means the allure.
Yeah, everyone was a big fan of her,
Yeah.
mainly because of her positive attitude. She brings a little bit of a fun vibe to what's
Yeah.
going on.
yeah, yeah.
That
And she
seems to be
spits on that part,
The move.
which everyone's a fan.
Yeah.
Apparently, this
Yeah.
is
What is that? Who knows?
no idea.
I
what
wanted to
she's-
find her and ask.
What's she referring
What the hell
to?
is that thing?
You should DM her and
You
ask her.
should.
See if she'll be able to educate
See that
you
thing.
the same way that we're trying. Now, as you made
So
mention,
she went missing.
no, she
in
was
the-
just
No,
no one
it's
could
not.
find. She was
Ditched in the desert.
she was
Yeah,
anonymous.
she got killed.
She was anonymous. That was the whole thing. People were
Good
trying
on
to track
her.
her down and find her
Kill
at.
her.
Try and find her at.
Her at, yeah.
Which is what
Maybe she just doesn't have TikTok.
well, she definitely does now. So over the last little period, people have found out she has a name. Do you remember her name, Riley?
Haley Welch.
Haley Welch.
Haley Welch.
is the darling question. Now, you made mention to it. Is she making money? Is she profiting off this little video?
There's
Yes.
one way I could think.
Well,
Merch.
yeah. Well, she actually has. Now, I don't know.
Is she profiting?
Have
or
you
is
seen the
someone else
fucking
profiting?
photo of this guy who's done hats? This guy did up hats for her, and she's signed a few hats. The dude looks like it.
It's just who like. I just the video's not that like funny or
Funny.
anything. To wear a hat of it is strange.
It's
to
one
me.
of those things where it's just like
We
everyone.
gotta
loves
get
it.
Joe a hat.
And then
To
And
wear a
then-
hat of that
And then
day.
it becomes loved because it is.
because
loved.
it is famous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So-
Famous. It's viral for being viral.
Yeah, that's right. At this point,
Like
now
that
it's viral
rash.
for being-
So that is the guy who made the hat. Probably not the person that you
Yeah,
would
he's,
imagine.
he's the guy that found the app.
He's the guy who got Hawk toured.
Oh, we like to hope not.
she
what
Hawk
is the-
toured him
what is the
in
hat
exchange for
say?
that.
The hat says Hock Tour 24. So
As if she's
Okay.
running for.
yeah, as if she's running for president. Mind you, we'll
probably-
get onto that in a moment. She's a fair. She'd probably win if we did
He
it
did
tomorrow.
that to Biden, he might die.
Now, she's obviously getting a lot more famous and very quickly. It's all happening quite
yeah,
quickly.
I'm learning about it.
Now, only last night, so time of recording, 24 hours ago, she was on stage with good friend of the show, Zach Bryan. You know Zach Bryan? We play his music a fair bit on radio.
Yeah, he's got that track.
This guy.
Country dude.
Shabuzi.
No, not quite.
Close.
Zach Bryan. What is he? He's like that song about driving and trucks.
He's a country guy.
Yeah, country. You
Yeah,
played
I'm
a fair.
close to them.
We've played a lot of his music over the journey. But he was on stage with her. I don't know which
Why?
state they were
She
in.
pulled him up. He pulled her up.
I think it was pre-arranged. I
In
don't think he
hopes
saw
to
Hot
get a bit
Tour.
of
Yeah, I
Hawk
see
to
that.
after the
The
concert.
move.
So yeah, there she is. Show Joe. Don't just keep it all to yourself. It's a bit weird.
Yep. She's
So
on
there
the
she is up
stage.
with big Zach Bryan. So the fame is happening quite quickly. The singing I have heard is not good, but it was more about the presence. She was.
Yeah. Good on her.
So yeah, she's slowly dominating. But yeah, just a little bit of education piece, Joe. So
Yep.
you could probably go back in the office tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll definitely be. This is water cooler stuff.
Yeah, definitely chat to a few of the people about
Hawk tour.
Yeah, Hawk Tour.
Hawk Tower.
See if everyone has done it.
Right, we're saying in the world of news, in the world of tech, in the world of young, hip, viral things, Junior Boy, fire us away.
Boys, I'm sure you're familiar with the hit app Snapchat.
Yep.
You guys still use Snapchat? a
No,
lot?
I actually
Not
don't.
really,
Like
no.
now that you've mentioned, the only people that I ever have post shit on Snapchat are your mates who I'm friends with.
Huge.
Never hit massive value ads either. Just like some of the shit I get to, because you get notified.
Yep.
You can turn that off. I would suggest.
And like even, I don't know, I feel like I go on Snapchat like let's say once a month and it's just like random ass shit.
Random
I
Asian.
occasionally go on Snapchat, and it's just like you see people's stories, and it's like, why are you posting this on Snapchat?
I'd say 6 years ago it was huge. Like
What is wrong
a
with you?
handful of my friends still use it. They'd probably send like 1 or 2 things a day. And I'm like, fuck me, are we still using this shit? Like,
See,
Yeah.
What was biggest about Snapchat in my year group was the streaks.
Yeah.
And I asked my friends, or the friends of the show, do you still do streaks? You guys know what streaks are?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
So
them.
they want you to use the app every day. So you got to send a photo to your friends every day, and then you have a little number next to their name.
Yep.
Yeah. What was your
Riveting
highest?
stuff.
What was the highest streak you guys ever got?
oh,
No,
fuck all.
couple
18, probably.
I think I got one. That was a couple hundred.
Yeah. So some of my mates have like are in the thousands of streaks.
That's hectic. What also?
That's like you started year 8 type stuff.
yeah,
I
that's
haven't
too
finished.
much, man.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, in a way, it's like, oh, it's nice. They talk to their friends every day, but the photos people generally send at that stage are just not worth opening the app for.
no, they're
Black screen with a
Black
word
screen.
that says streak.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
not. I'll see you tomorrow. But I asked the question, who's still doing streaks in 2024? 27% of people said yes. 73 said
That's
no.
still
That's
way
a lot.
higher than I thought it would have been.
Still
Way
no.
higher.
Yeah, they're still pretty popular.
A
But they're
quarter
not as
of people.
popular.
Like, yeah.
But
1 in 4 Australians.
What's your longest streak?
800, and then I lost it. My highest one now is around 550.
And who's that with?
That's with Kobe.
The Cove. So
Oh, very
Cove
nice.
strikes me as an individual who will use Snapchat until it's dead.
Yep, that's his kind of thing. He has a lot of snap streaks. He's my only snap streak, really.
Oh, he's
I've
the only
got
one.
two.
Last man standing.
He's the highest and pretty much the only.
I've
None
seen
of my
him
other
rattle
friends
them
I have.
through like it's an assault rifle. Like he would just go bang.
But is
Yeah.
he sending? It's the same. I'm gonna say.
He
It's
just
always
like-
his left testy. Always the left
Really? The
testy.
left
yeah.
one?
He shaves that one
And
specifically.
he's got an. That's why he's got the S tattoo. Yeah.
exactly
So,
right.
so me and Kobe, we had a 500-day streak, and around a week ago,
About a week ago.
we lost it, and he was
Holy shit.
absolutely devastated.
Can you remember
He's-
the day that you started the streak? Is it like a moment in time where you're like, oh yeah, that's such a cute little start?
think it
Do you have
was
an
a-
Would have
anniversary?
been when you guys became like good friends.
Nah.
Now you're Snapchatting
It
each
was
other.
It was a year and a half ago. We've been friends
okay.
for 3.
Oh, there's that period that you didn't like him for ages and you just never told him, but you always told us.
Yeah, and you would like never reply to his snaps.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do last week.
Yeah,
I was trying to
who
break
lost
the
it?
friendship. No, it was me.
Of course it was.
And he just sent me a message and just said, "I can't believe you."
Can't believe you.
Nothing else. And I was like, what is this about? It's so like encrypted.
Did he send that message on?
No, on Snap.
Snap?
And then it took me a while. And then I swiped off the chat and I was like, what is he talking about? And then I realized our 500-day streak had disappeared. And I was like, no.
It's all over.
And
That's
how did you actually
And he was
feel?
pissed. He was actually pissed off. He was like,
Surely if he's got heaps going though, he's losing them all the time.
yeah, but I might have been his highest. I don't know. I mean, maybe I was
It
his
is
record.
scary. When we were in high school, obviously, like Snapchat was like a big thing. You would have even back in the day, you used to be able to see other people's best friends.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Snapchat's
Yeah.
had that many iterations. Like, you
It's
used to
c-
be able to
that's
see
insane.
the rank of 3. You used to be able to see like who the top 3 people
So
were
like,
talking
a
to.
new
sus.
like boy or girl would come into the top 3.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Everyone
you'd be
knew
like,
about it.
They're banging. They are banging.
Bit of huck tour going on over there.
And you had the little timer.
Yeah, that's
Or
it.
if like you were dating someone and you had the yellow heart because you were both. And
Oh,
then
that's
all
right.
of a sudden, Jed is the best.
Used to be a hectic situation. They used to have so many little emojis for so. I reckon I was
Yeah.
using it. I reckon I stopped using like 2018, 2019.
And they had the smirky face for you're in their best friends, but they're not in your best friends.
The amount of conversations that were centered around which emoji was placed in what order and at what stage was going.
It was
it's
stressful.
It's just silly behavior.
It is
And then
tough.
they've cut all that out, haven't they? Or have I just
Most of
stopped?
that's still there.
I feel like I reckon if I sent a Snapchat to any of my friends,
Yeah,
we would
best
become
friends.
best friends immediately.
Everyone's got the smirky.
One of the biggest things with Snapchat is this ability. So someone will send you a snap, for example, and before opening it, you can half swipe.
Who's brunette from school?
That's Olivia.
I love it.
So you can half swipe.
Who's blonde from school?
And if you half swipe, they can't see that you've read it, but you can
Nice.
open it all the way. So I used to never do this, but you get quite good at
Oh,
it. Look
that's
how far I can
hectic.
get, right? So you can just read it before.
Read
because
it
like,
all.
anyway, but
Fuck, I didn't
Can
know
you
that's
screenshot
crazy.
from there?
no, but for example, Cheesy
They're good at catching those ones.
Cheesy pays for Snapchat Premium.
What-
So
What
he,
the fuck? I didn't know that's a thing.
he can see when you half swipe. It comes up as half swipe.
No way.
Yeah, they integrated
How much
that
is Snapchat
behind
Premium?
a paywall. I don't know.
What do you
Couple
get for
bucks a month.
Snapchat Premium?
That and then heaps
And
of
you can
porn.
you can see people even when they try to turn their location off.
You can see their
Their
cameras.
cameras
all
on
the
at all time, yeah. Front and back. You've always
Yeah.
got
They're
it's like a
high-tech company.
it's like a 24-hour live cam.
yeah.
But anyway, so me and Kobe lost our 500-day streak, and he was absolutely gut wrenched. He was like, "Nah, you're done." He
And
was
how'd
like,
you feel about it?
well, I mean, I'll get to it. He was like, "Nah, this is done." He was like, "There's no point starting again."
They're
Like,
not being friends anymore.
yeah, it's pretty much
It's
over.
over.
I'll just take you off my list of friends this streak, right? And I was like, damn. I was like, give me 1 minute. Literally give me 60 seconds. And I searched up Snapchat help, right? Instantly. Because I've got a little hack for you boys. If you search up Snapchat help, go onto the website. The first shortcut that's on the list, I lost my Snap streak. If you go into this, all you have to do is fill out.
Fill out a form.
Oh yeah, fill out. all you
Buy
have to do-
Snapchat Premium.
all you have to do is scroll down, click fill out this form, go down, put your username, email in, put their username and email in, and then just say the timer didn't rock up, and then you click submit, and then it's literally instantly back on Snapchat.
They would have automated that process because Riley, that's been going
Yeah.
on for years.
That's a hot take. I've got mates who have run that in like 2017. That is not a newie, but
Yeah, because
but it's a goodie.
it is a
because
goodie
losing a
if you
streak,
give a shit still.
that could end a friendship,
Yeah.
a relationship. It's because it's just like, oh, well, you clearly, if you lost someone's streak,
You're lacking.
it could be a personal attack.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you,
I had mates, I think, in high school who were literally like giving their phone to someone or like a login to someone to do it because they couldn't use their phone when they're on camp because we didn't have reception or something. I was like, mate, it's not that deep, bro.
yeah, or people would be like, I'm going on holiday. This
Can you do
person's
my-
doing my streaks.
Yeah.
And
Pardon?
you just send in photos of your anus every day.
That's
Enjoy
it.
that
But
streak. So, guys, the big election is coming up. in US of A.
Hell yeah.
Up in November, every 4 years they get together, and their elections tend to go on for ages. Here in Australia, they go, okay, election, whatever, 2 months, let's sort it out. But there's same date every year, and basically someone becomes president. 4 years they're already planning for the next guy.
Do they have more than two parties? Because over here we seem to have two that dominate, and then there's like an illustrious amount of other ones that sort of sit outside the two main ones.
Well, theirs is a bit different because they have two parties, Democrat and Republican. So Democrat is Biden at the moment, and Republican is Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have independents, but the way their voting works is if you vote for an independent, that's just your vote. Where here in Australia, you can vote for Labor or Liberal. They're the two main parties. Or you can vote for Greens, like One Nation, Clive Palmer, whoever.
Yeah.
And you vote for them.
And you've always been pretty proudly One Nation. That's how you've always
Clive. I'm a big Clive guy. Yeah.
There you go.
But so say, for example, I vote for the Greens, one, and then I put Labor two. The Greens don't win. My votes then go to Labor.
Yeah, okay.
So basically, it tiers down a bit more.
And what's happening over there? That's not really the case.
Yeah, you either vote for one of the two guys, or you might as well not go. Also, that's an option. You don't have to vote.
Yes.
Which is kind of crazy because it's ultimately decided by whether or not people go to vote rather than
What they vote for.
Yeah, so people are like, oh, I kind of like Biden, but I don't care enough to vote, so I'm not going to vote. So Trump will win. Or maybe the Trump people are like, I like Trump more, but he's kind of doing some stuff that I don't like, so I'm just not going to go.
So it's more so like a matter of just getting people to the polls in order to get up.
Yeah, and it really operates at like the fringes.
Okay.
So there are people who are super into politics.
Yeah.
Basically, everyone goes, okay, we don't give a shit about them. We need the people who are either going to go to the polls or not.
What do they call them? The fucking like swing voters. Is that
The swing, and then that's a whole other thing. There's basically a handful of states, and they're the only ones that matter.
I can honestly say that this must be the most entertaining like couple of months they're about to be witness to. You text me during the week because they had their little debate.
Yes.
Which I've always found very, very funny. And I actually watched a debate from, must have been 2014 earlier this year. And it was Barack. And I don't even know the other dude's name.
2014. No, it would have been the 2012 one.
Potentially.
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fake name.
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney. Sounds like
Romney.
it sounds like something that would grow in your hair. They got on extremely well. A lot of handshaking.
Yep.
A lot of like, every time they were sort of debating a thing, it was like, yeah, he agrees as well. Tax has to be lower. Like this.
Yeah.
Everything that they were doing. Well, it almost felt like they were teaming up as a super team. And it didn't matter who you were going to vote for. They were both speaking the same language.
Yeah, well, that's the
Where
thing
this year,
No. Things have changed.
they could agree and still find an area to argue about it.
Things have changed. Things have changed.
The one you obviously watched the debate.
Yeah, I watched like half of it, the middle half.
Yep.
And I was watching it in the lounge. I was obviously like, it's very interesting because they've both been president before. Trump was obviously president.
Yes, which doesn't happen often.
Doesn't happen maybe ever.
So they've got a rule where you can only sit in for 8 years, 2 terms at a time.
2 terms.
And then you disappear?
Then you can't run. That's why Barack can't run. That's why, yeah.
So Barack can't ever run again?
No, because he's already done it.
So Trump's done 1 term.
1 term.
Okay, so he still can do 1 more term.
Yeah.
And that's looking more and more likely as the days go on and Joe Biden gets closer to the grave.
So it's very interesting because originally everyone thought this other guy, Ron DeSantis, was going to take over for the Republicans, right?
That's a man?
Yeah, Ron.
Oh.
Rhonda.
I thought his name was Rhonda Santos.
Maybe that's why he lost. Yeah, so everyone was like, oh, this is weird. It's going to be it's going to be Joe Biden and this new guy, Ron, right? Because obviously Trump's got all these legal issues and all those other stuff going on.
But if it wasn't Trump,
also he's Trump.
But you know how people don't like Trump personally.
Really?
Who's
that?
Rhonda, right?
Yeah, Ron DeSantis.
But does Rhonda agree with Trump? Is Rhonda basically Trump?
Which team's
similar,
Rhonda?
Or is it
similar.
different
Yeah,
per
same
person?
team.
Same team.
It's
just
like
different
it's like
personality.
no, you guys.
Of course we don't. Dumb it down.
It would be like if like LeBron
Yeah, here we go.
and another guy that LeBron plays with, but then the other guy wanted to be captain of the team.
Okay.
And they had slightly different opinions on
Different personalities, same
Defense
sort
and
of
tax.
idea. Right, okay, fair enough.
But it's interesting, yeah. But so everyone's like, "Oh, well, Trump lost last time; he won't go again." This Ron guy is gonna do it, and then Ron did terribly.
Oh.
And then everyone's like, "This Nikki lady's gonna do it."
Nikki,
and
my friend.
Nikki also did terribly. So Trump's back. He's back. He's made the return.
The trumpeter. The trumpeter is very much you love him or you hate him, and I think that seems to be the thing. Like people don't necessarily even love his party, like as proven by this Ron character.
Yep.
They seem to like Donald.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
seems to be a Donald versus Biden more so than the party versus party.
He has become
at this point.
the party.
He has become the man in town.
And I was obviously watching the debate. I'm quite into American politics. Like, I actually listen to more politics podcasts than like comedy podcasts.
The proper nerd,
Boring.
energies. I like listening to golf stuff. And when Joe texted me about halfway towards the back end of the debate, going, the boys are quite literally just bitching about their golf swings. I'm going to tune into this, and immediately started watching.
Yeah, it was. I was watching that bit live, and it was insane because so basically one of the main issues is obviously they're both in their 80s. So they asked Biden.
Not yet. Trump's 78.
Oh, okay. Well, by the end of his fourth term,
He's a
he'll
spring
be in his
chicken.
he's a youngin. So they obviously asked them like, what do you say to people who don't like your age? And then Biden, stammers his way through a question, which was, he didn't really say much. And then Trump hits him with well, actually, I've won. I've done the test. I performed very well. I've won two contests, two competitions, two
Club champions.
2 club championships.
I'll do the golf stuff.
Yeah, I've won 2 club champions. And he's like, not just like the seniors, this is the club championship.
Yeah.
Have you seen him play golf?
I actually have seen his swing. It's beautiful.
Donald Trump's?
Yeah.
For an 80-year-old man, it's okay.
Down the fairway.
Yeah.
I've seen him. There's so many clips of him just miss-hitting balls and then immediately just walking to his bag and just dropping another ball.
Yeah.
And at that point, like 6 of his staff members all seem to look in the different
Wow.
direction. Like no one's aware that he's doing any of that shit. I hate politics. I think it's just stupid in general. But I think the entertainment sake of having 2 people who genuinely are more likely to pass away than they are to actually win the election is a little bit entertaining for me.
Yeah.
Just as a consumer watching what's happening in the world at the moment, hilarious.
It's very scary because obviously these guys are going to be in charge of the most powerful country ever to exist. And like,
I
just for
don't
example,
think some of them can even use their bowels properly.
for example, when I was watching the debate, Riley came out in the morning and I was like, oh, Riley, like, check it out. This is like the presidential debate. And I like, turned the sound up. And the first thing Trump said was, I did not have sex with that porn star. I did not. And I was like, yeah, this guy could be the one in
He's in
charge.
charge.
Actually, he was. And this is the other guy. And he was just like,
He genuinely like froze multiple times.
Yeah.
It was between like a bloke who literally cannot speak and a bloke who probably shouldn't speak.
Yeah.
Just going at it for about 2 hours.
because it would basically be Trump would lie about basically everything.
Yeah.
It would cut to Biden and he would go,
choke on his tongue.
yeah. So he already, even when he was in his prime, he had a bit of like a stutter and speech stuff, whatever. But now is really sort of struggling. There was one point where he's talking about, he was like, this isn't a direct quote, but it's more or less. So he was talking about his response to COVID or something like that. Or I don't know why he brought that up. But he was like, when we fought it all. We've done a lot of things about and helping out with and we did it and we beat Medicare. And like, what is that? So Medicare is like their health insurance or whatever. And I think he meant to say COVID, but it's just like, and these guys are going to be dealing with like your Vladimirs, your
You
G's,
can't
your
misspeak when you're talking to Vlad.
yeah, like what? Like Vladimir's like, are we going to war? And he's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, man.
It's actually going to be terrifying. I'm very intrigued to see what the entertainment's value we're going to get out of it, because is that like the first proper thing that they've done now in the press that's been like high stakes? That's the first debate.
Well, yeah. So normally the first debate happens months later, but the Biden people suggested it as a way to sort of get out. He can have a great showing. Things will go great.
That did not
So now they're trying to
eventuate.
decide who could replace him.
So my question, I want to wrap this up because it's pretty dry. But what I want to say is 2 things. Is Biden going to be running by the time the election takes place? Yes or no?
I don't think so.
Yes or no?
No.
I'm going to say definitely not. Who wins from here?
If it's Trump or Biden, Trump. If it's Trump versus anyone else, anyone else.
I reckon Trump will win.
I think Trump will win regardless. The sports bet odds at the moment, $1.62 if you want to get on Trump. Biden's paying $4.50. So someone else would slip into that Biden category. Is that how it works? You can't bet on like Gavin Newsroom.
No, Gavin Newsom, he's one of the front runners to take over Biden.
Okay, so he's the third most likely. I love that Michelle Obama's in there. Is she running?
No, she's not running, but the problem is that no one likes his vice president, and usually the vice president would take over.
Be the next man in charge, yeah.
So they're kind of fucked, actually.
Righty, boys, it's time for our favourite weekly segment. It's our only weekly segment. It's time for our Everyday Hero. Now, this week, I don't know if you boys have noticed, fair amount of news stories going on this week, and a lot of, I don't know, it's a few entertaining ones, a few negative ones. We're going to finish.
Yeah, the Hawkshaw stuff.
We're going to finish on a positive one. It comes from Glastonbury.
Yes, the big fest, the big Euro fest.
From earlier this week, with two big figures playing a massive part in something that was bigger than music, I'd say.
Whoa.
Before we get to that,
It was politics.
let's play a clip from 2016 where these two same figures have done something a little bit similar. Who have we got there, Joey?
That's Johnny B. Good.
Johnny B. Good. Who's
Yes.
playing? Who's playing the tunes?
Well, obviously that was Chris Martin's beautiful voice
100%.
yelling at the start.
And the
Chris
guitar riff?
And the guitar riff. That was played by none other than Marty McFly, Michael J. Fox. Obviously he plays that in the climax.
Of Back-
The climax.
He's climaxing in
He's
Back to the
climaxing
Future 1.
Back to the Future.
So he actually plays that in the movie.
Yep. Yeah. So
It's like at the very end when they're in the little disco setup.
yeah, much like how I was cutting it close, Marty. So basically, Marty needs to get his parents back together, and then get back to the past.
Yeah,
And
he
he can
needs his
only
parents
he can
to
only do
vote.
it when the lightning strikes the clock tower.
The conch
clock
tower.
tower.
Good stuff.
Audio.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, but he plays the song that they dance to. Beautiful moment, and their parents come together, and the next thing he goes, "Yeah, I got time for one more." Smashes out Johnny B. Good.
I love it. Huge moment in the movie. Huge moment at Glastonbury 2016. Chris Martin from Coldplay and the Coldplay Boys all pulled up. Michael B. Jordan.
Could be Jordan.
Michael J.
Yeah, great.
Michael J.
Great. What are you doing here?
Michael J. Fox to play the iconic tune. Obviously, I think most people are probably aware that he's got a few health issues going on at the moment.
Yeah, he's like very famously an advocate for Parkinson's.
Yeah,
which
he's
he
had
has.
Parkinson's since a very young lad. If I know neither of you have, but if anyone hasn't seen the movie Still on Apple TV, it's all about his sort of journey, his fame as a young lad, and the fact that he's had Parkinson's since he was like 17 or something super
Yeah,
young. Like.
yeah, he's had it really young.
He's had
And
it
that's
for so
also
long.
that's why he did some voice acting, like his famous role as Stuart Little. If you haven't seen Stuart Little,
Yeah,
check
true.
it out.
There you go.
True.
Also the sequel.
So it was incredibly nice to see. Obviously, his actual current health status has declined significantly since 2016. He's now in a chair,
Oh shit.
where at the time he was standing up, he was
Yeah.
still dancing, he was still doing
For
that.
sure, man.
But his inability to walk is getting quite critical quite quickly. And I think there are some questions about how much longer he's got
Yeah.
left to go. So I thought it was incredibly nice. And you actually pinged this one through a little bit earlier today and flagged it to us. Chris Martin and the Coldplay Boys, again, doing what they do best. Got the big man, Michael J. Fox, back out at Glastonbury earlier this week. And did it with a really nice sense of candor as well.
Well, here's another legendary Michael. One who just totally rocks. With his Chuck Berry riff and the way he punched Biff. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michael J. Fox. Let's roll. Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Hey, hey. Thank you so much, everybody. And especially thank you to the main reason why we're in a band is because of watching Back to the Future. So thank you to our hero forever, and one of the most amazing people on earth, Mr. Michael J. Fox. Thank you so much, Michael. Hero.
So there you go, a full gamut of how it all went down.
Yeah, the origin.
From the intro bringing him out there, which was very nicely done. He got wheeled out in his chair to massive applause from the whole Glastonbury crew. To him actually playing. So that was him playing. He was just shredding on the electric guitar, sitting down, absolutely ripping Fixed You. And then to finish up, everyone thanked him and sent him on his way.
Good on him.
So I think it was, super nice to see it all unfold.
It was cool. And there you go. You find out that Coldplay exists because of Michael J. Fox.
Back
I'd love
to
to,
the Future.
yeah,
Back
I'd
to
love
the
to know
Future.
exactly how or why. I'm a huge Coldplay fan. I can't quite.
Maybe they just thought him playing Johnny B. Good was cool, and they were like, "We should do that."
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
Does make
Marty,
me wonder,
the
like,
music is a big part of Back to the Future.
Yeah, it's huge.
does anyone not like him?
Michael J.
Marty.
Fox or Chris?
Michael
Oh,
J.
yeah,
Fox,
his real name.
Marty McFly.
Oh, Marty,
I
he's
just-
a chicken.
I've just never heard of anyone who doesn't like him.
Biff.
Nah, yeah, Biff.
I just think
Biff
like
hates him.
there's so many
He was
people.
trying to screw his mum.
There's so many people trying to look so clean, and Joe rarely is pulling us into the gutter.
Oh, it's true.
The very,
It is true.
I would say very few people
Yeah.
don't like him. I think everyone seems to put him on this pedestal, which I think is fantastic. He just seems like a really nice
Yeah.
guy. Never heard anyone say a negative thing about him. My question would be, similar to the last story that we just gave, why don't people who are likable and wholesome and actually like, I don't know,
Why doesn't he
just
run
have
for
like a good
president?
heart? Why don't they ever run for president? Why can't we get someone who's actually just
Yeah.
well liked amongst all circles
Well, there's a good
to do
quote,
exactly
there's
that
a good
job?
quote by the guy who wrote Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And he says that
Fuck me dead. Where are we?
It's a good quote from the guy who wrote the Bible. He said on the seventh day.
no, he goes, the problem with the president is that the only people who would want to do it are the type of people who probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go. Little bit of wisdom
and the guys
for
who
you,
are
Joe.
chilling cool are fucking Marty McFly.
And that's why this week's Everyday Hero is both Marty McFly, Chris
Yeah,
Martin,
Chris Martin.
and the Coldplay boys for all getting involved and absolutely just shaking a leg up at Glastonbury. What a moment.
What am I?
We love to see it. Alrighty, boys, that just about brings us to the end of another episode of the MacPack podcast, episode 198. And as we mentioned last week, we are only a matter of moments away from episode 200, and we want you guys to get involved. What we're going to basically do is come up with like a best bits of the first
Yes.
199 episodes.
They say your life online is a highlight reel, and we want one.
So we're gonna build one apparently. So episode 200, we're gonna bring some of our favorite moments over the last basically 4 years, and we'd love for yous at home.
More years. 4 more years.
2 terms and then we're
Oh,
done.
yeah, then we're done.
For those who have been listening along throughout
So we've
the
been like,
journey.
we've been doing the pod
Here we go.
basically
Longer than Biden's then.
just for his we've been doing Biden's term. How
We
chill
could
is
do
that?
his next.
From the grave.
3 guys in a suit.
How
Well, we
about
watched the Queen go out.
how
I
about-
didn't think we were
Yeah,
gonna
we
be
took her out.
we didn't think we were gonna live longer than the Queen.
Yeah, a lot of people. have
Yeah.
gone.
I mean, she was pretty old.
She was pretty old. Biden over under. Does he make it to episode 200?
200.
Yeah, he's got fucking 12
He's got
days
10, yeah.
to get organised.
Yeah.
I
Does he
honestly
make
think
it? Do you
it's
mean
like
live?
a 50-50.
Do you
Yeah.
even live or get voted out?
No, I mean like still sucking O's, man.
Live. Jeez.
Depends if you
2
get
weeks.
Do you reckon it gets to the
He's
point
in
where
alright
like
now.
someone else just takes him out?
Honestly, I'm surprised they're both still kicking.
Yeah, I'm very.
I would
surprised.
love to see it
They have
decided.
so many guns.
We glossed over it, but I would love to see this golf day.
And to think like,
yeah.
They need to do it. It would get heavily sponsored. You could get like
Carry
TNT do match play, and it's like quarterback from the NFL paired up with Tiger Woods, and then like another quarterback from the NFL. Like Steph Curry's played it with
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes, and they've been paired up with golfers. Mate, let's get these old fuckers out there with some genuine golfers.
yeah.
How funny would it be?
let's settle this one on the field,
Yeah.
on the fairway.
Would be
On
absolutely.
Let's
driving
fair.
range.
How about we make this way fair, and we'll settle this on the fairway.
Boys, what have we learnt? Oh, well, that's what I was saying. So if you're listening along at home, we want you guys to get involved with our last episode. Sorry, with Biden's
we
last
weren't meant to announce.
Biden's last episode with episode 200. So flick in your favorite moments over the journey, and it's my job to cut them all up and make them sound good. And then we'll have a little bit of a chat about them, because for the most part, anything that we probably think of ourselves, we won't really remember. And I'm 100% sure anything you guys send in will be news to us as well as we're listening to it live. So there'll be plenty of funny reactions to receive. What have we learnt on episode 198 before we disappear, boys?
I've learned about Riley's new snap hack. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
can
even-
mend my middle school relationship. I'm going to get in contact with Snapchat. I'm going to fix that streak.
I like it. How long can you do it? Like, could I jump on there
Statute of
now and be like,
limitations?
2017, bring it back?
I actually don't know.
There
No,
you
I
go.
think you have to do it like day of. You got to be quick with it.
Shit.
Got to be quick
Gotta
with
Yeah,
be,
it.
go back
gotta be
to the
quick with it. Lovely.
I learnt that.
Yeah. Good energy, buddy. It's a new segment.
I learnt that Joe is the guy to go to the airport with, because he'll get you there on time.
And despite all knowledge of TikTok, Joey's been giving it the Hactor for many, many moons. Boys, until we do this time next week, stay safe, stay blessed, and always remember to
Go give your mum a hug.
it's ciao for now, but not forever.